We lose sight of the present moment through life distractions and sometimes don't seem to see the good that is happening in our lives right now because of the craving for things not yet achieved. Mindfulness can be helpful here, and focusing on the present is what mindfulness is all about. As we become more focused on feeling thankful, we can often feel more connected, more appreciative, and understand the value of the things that we do have. For this mindful practice, we're going to be using a few thoughts or deliberate ideas. So as we're breathing in, breathing out, we're going to bring to mind some things that we can be thankful for, we can feel grateful for in life. For some of us, this practice might be a little bit more different to the breathing, the body scan, the moving, because we're starting to notice things that are going on inside the mind. So we're deliberately using positive, grateful thoughts. It could be something quite simple, like I'm very grateful for the food I have to eat or the roof over my head. It could be something more complicated, like I'm very, very thankful for family in my life or the good things that happen to me. It doesn't really matter what particular thoughts we use, but the idea is that as the breath comes and goes, we're going to reflect in a mindful space whilst breathing. Reflect on things that we can feel grateful for, to exercise this gratitude muscle so we can begin to notice things that are quite positive in our lives. So again, as we have practiced in the previous exercises, beginning perhaps with just connecting to the breath and deliberately, slowly and deeply breathing so that we can notice where in the body the breath comes and goes on the in-breath and the out-breath. At any point during the practice, if the mind wanders off or we find ourselves lost or overwhelmed in anything else, we just guide our focus back to the breath. The mind tends to wander quite a lot during the day and as well during a mindful exercise. So we just notice this, and this is the mind doing what it does naturally, so we just guide that focus back. And at the end of the next out-breath, we'll begin to bring to mind something to be grateful for. So as we breathe in, perhaps we can think about it inside or say inside the mind, thank you for whatever that thing might be. And on the out-breath, just letting that go. Ready for the next in-breath. And bringing something else to mind, feeling or saying just inwardly, I'm grateful for. And letting it go on the out-breath. Breathing in, and perhaps thinking, thank you for. Gently breathing out, letting that go on the out-breath. Maybe once or twice more. Breathing in, thinking, thank you for. And then breathing out, letting that go on the out-breath. One more, breathing in and thinking inwardly, I'm grateful for. And on the out-breath, just letting that go. Just following the breath for a few moments. So whilst we're breathing, we'll reflect on the idea of gratitude just for a moment. Still noticing your breath as you're watching the video. So if nothing particular comes to mind whilst we're trying to think of something grateful, it doesn't particularly matter, we could just let that go. If there are lots of things, perhaps let one come at a time. We can think of deliberate things like family, things that have helped us, things that are important to us in life, and just see what comes to mind with each cycle of the breath. So we'll repeat the exercise, but this time go for a little bit more, a few more cycles of the breath, and bring into mind a few more ideas to say thank you for whatever the idea is. Bringing that to mind on the in-breath, letting it go on the out-breath. So we'll probably do 10 breaths in and out. Bring to mind 10 things. And it doesn't matter what they are, there's no right and wrong. So just allow whatever comes to mind, breathing in, saying, I'm very grateful for, and whatever comes to mind. And then breathing out, letting it go. So at the end of the next out breath, we'll begin the practice. And then breathing in, saying inwardly, thank you for. And breathing out, just letting that go on the out breath. We'll do this 9 more times. And then if we're still going, just finishing off the 10 in your own time, no rush. If we've already finished, just allowing the body some space, maybe gently breathing, relaxing. And then in our own time, once we've finished those 10 things to feel grateful for, those 10 breaths, just coming back to the video. Slowly bring the practice to an end, just releasing any awareness of the breathing in the body. And if we found that particular practice more difficult to follow, or perhaps a little bit of a different feel, again, practice it in your own time and rewatch the video. And as you come to repeat this practice, the idea of just something coming to mind, expressing gratefulness for it, letting it go, something coming to mind, saying thank you for it and letting it go. That process will become a bit more familiar, a bit more comfortable each time. Gratitude is a powerful tool to bring positivity to our lives. As we become more grateful, we can appreciate the smaller things in our lives. We may appreciate relationships with others a little bit better, whether the good or the bad, rather than taking them for granted. Remember that feelings of ups and downs are an important part of life, and know that a key principle of mindfulness is that both pleasant and unpleasant experiences are to be observed and treated on equal terms. So including a focus on gratitude in our routine mindfulness practice can help interrupt the subconscious pattern of avoiding the difficulties that we may be facing in our lives. Acknowledging the good already in life is the foundation for all abundance,